The first habit is work tasks. A lot of people just do their morning routine that, okay, I want to keep morning routine with this and that. But the most important thing you can add to your morning routine is a work task. A work task is basically a task where you do something very, very important. Now, you might already be doing this like studying or working out, or like, okay, does working out doesn't count. Studying, working on your business, doing an assignment from studying, all this stuff counts as a work task. And a work task could also be like your own normal work time. A lot of people don't have this in their morning routine because they think morning routines are kind of like separate from their work hours. Not necessarily. Your first work task could actually just be part of your morning routine. So your morning routine could literally be you waking up, cold shower, and then doing the work task, and then following up with the other habits that you usually do. This way, the moment you wake up, you finish the work task, the hardest task of the day, and then the rest of the stuff becomes easier. Like if you want to meditate, you want to work out and everything, you're going to do all of that guilt-free. You're not going to get thoughts in your head that, okay, I got to work out. I got to work on this one thing. I got to finish this one assignment, because you've done it the moment you woken up. So from now on, implement a work task in your morning routine. Try to keep it earlier in the day so that you can finish that hard task and then complete with whatever you want later on. The thing is, it's not going to be the only work task you have. You're definitely going to have other work tasks. It's just that the first work task would be your hardest task. So if studying mathematics is way too hard for you, do it the first thing in the morning. Even if you don't do it well, do it the first thing in the morning so that later on when the hours pass by, you can finish everything else guilt-free, happy, knowing that you finished the hardest task very early on in the day. And then you can study other topics later on in the day, but make sure the hardest topics get finished first, and any other hard task that you have. For me, the hard task here is like recording and scripting videos or editing the video. So I'm going to keep this very early in the morning so that later on, if I do want to do anything else, I can do it guilt-free, knowing that I finished the task I want to do for today. Doing this will make you further ahead than everybody else in your class, in your workplace, and everything, because everybody's doing their morning routine, even if they have one. Like a lot of people don't even have their morning routine, but a lot of people who do have their morning routine don't necessarily keep this habit over there. Like they just think that it's part of another hour. Like, okay, I'll do my morning routine at 8 a.m. and I'll do my work time at 10 a.m. You don't have to do all that. You can just do it mixed. And especially like the first 90 minutes of working time is the best working time to actually start working, because your brain works. You're not going to think about anything else. You're fasted. You're very sharp. The second habit is working out. A lot of people just don't work out at the sake of like, oh, I don't have time. I don't have to do this. I don't have to do that. The thing is, working out doesn't have to be like an hour. You could literally work out for 10 minutes a day, and you don't need a gym. When I started working out, I didn't have a gym. A lot of people, when they started working out, they just did like 6 packs in 30 days workout from that app for 10 minutes in their home. Nobody works out with like a lot of time at first, because you don't know how much time you need. Like, how are you saying that you don't have time when you first of all don't even have the workout in mind, don't even know what you want to do, and haven't even signed up for a gym membership? So they're all lying to themselves. If somebody says, oh, I don't have time, they're bullshitting. Either that or they're just stupid, because you realize you don't have to spend 2 hours in the gym like everybody else. You could spend 10 minutes working out and still gain a lot of benefit. Now, if you do a few push-ups, a few ab crunches, a few pull-ups, you'll automatically build a lot of muscle. And guess what? If you think that you don't have time to work out and you want to focus on working out increases how much brain function you have. It improves your memory, your focus, your cognition. So if you think that not working out is like a bad thing, a good thing, you're wrong. Because I would argue working out every day for a little bit is still good. Even if it's just like a slight jog outside, that will genuinely improve how much you focus on work. I'm getting like, I have like some sort of like arrogance to these people who think that, oh yeah, I don't need to work out because I'm already pretty fit, and okay, it's okay to be a little bit of body fat percentage because it's healthy. Because like, no, like just you've never worked out in your life. So how are you telling me that you feel better not working out? That's like saying you've never ran in your life and you feel better walking. You don't know if you feel better running. You don't know if that island over there is more comfortable than this island over here, because you've never been there. Sure, it might look a little bit less comfortable, but you never know that. Why are people who deliberately work out, like a lot of people deliberately kill themselves in the gym, like bro, they're hurting themselves and they like it. So if you think that, oh, working out is so painful and I'm not gonna like it, tell the millions and billions and billions of people who do it. So work out every single day, no rest days. Now, if you're doing a very hard gym workout, sure. But if you're just doing some push-ups, some ab crunches, a little bit of jogging, jumping jacks and stuff, some ab workouts, you don't need some rest days. You can do it literally every day because the volume is way too less. In the gym guys like me and everybody, we push really hard to the point where the volume is so high that we do need like 2 or 3 rest days per week. But if you're doing just home workouts, chances are, if you don't have like gym equipment in your home that can increase the weight, and you're doing just body weight, you don't necessarily need a rest day. You can do it every single day. So literally working out for 15 minutes a day, like a few push-ups, a few squats, a few lunges, a few pull-ups if you have a pull-up bars, and like a little bit of jogging, that 15 minutes will genuinely add 20 years to your life. Not even joking. And that 20 years might be an understatement. Like, it could be literally more than that. And you're deliberately like telling yourself, oh, I need to study. I don't need to work out. I'm literally on your side. I'm trying to get you to work out so you can be healthier and focus more on your work. But then you're gonna fight me saying that, oh, I don't need to work out because I'm already, I like the body fat I have. Oh, bro, just work out. It takes 10 minutes a day. You're just lying to yourself. You know if you work out, you would look better, you would be more attractive, you would be more healthier, you would focus more on the work you care so much about. But you won't do it when you lie and say have time. But suddenly you have an hour to spend on reels. But suddenly you have 3 hours to spend on video games. And then suddenly you have 2 hours to just sit in bed and talk to people. So you have a lot of time. It's not like you don't have time. If you don't have 1 hour to go and work out, I'm just gonna say 1 hour, you could take 20 minutes. If you don't have 1 hour to work out, I better not see 3 hours on your phone time. It's simple as that. If you're gonna lie to me and say that, oh, I don't have an hour, I don't have the time to go to the gym, I don't have time to go work out, then why is your screen time 3.5 hours? Tell me, why is your screen time 3.5 hours on apps that you don't even need for work? TikTok, Reels, Instagram. Why are they there? Since you don't have so much time to go to the gym, why are they there? Because you do have time. You do have time to go to the gym. You just don't want to. You're lying to me and everybody, and especially lying to yourself when you say you don't have to work out. So keep this habit to be a productive person. Work out every single day for 10 minutes. You don't even need to have like a specific workout routine. Literally just go to Google Images, say like 15-minute workout routine, find a workout routine there and just do it. If you don't have weights or anything, do like home 15 minutes workout routine, find a YouTube video, find a Google image workout and just do it. That's how I started. That's how you're gonna start too. Number 3 is journaling. Successful billionaires journal, because a lot of things, like if you imagine a math equation, a lot of stuff in life is like a math equation. Now I'll ask you a question. What's 20 plus 20? 40. You probably guessed that. What's 80 plus 80? 160. Okay, what's 160 plus 160? 320. Probably got that. 320 plus 640. 320 plus 320, 640. Now if I asked you, what's 640 times 7? It's slightly harder, right? Like, sure, you might be getting it, like, if I give you like 20 seconds, you'll probably get it in your head. Okay, what's 640 into 7 divided by 4? That's like almost impossible to do in your head. A lot of life is kind of like that. A lot of life is kind of like the 640 into 7 and 640 into 7 divided by 4. But very few situations in life are like actually 20 plus 20, 40 plus 40. So why would you, if you wouldn't solve 640 into 7 divided by 4 in your head, why are you trying to solve life's problems also in your head? Journaling is kind of like solving the math equation. Like if I gave you that same math equation and I gave you a piece of paper, you would easily do it. The same way, that's what journaling is. A lot of successful billionaires go through problems, like life problems. That's not like mental health problems, like genuinely just problems that come in their life, business and everything. You have a lot of problems that come in your life, business and everything. And why don't you solve them on paper? Why don't you ask yourself, okay, how can I solve this? And once you start writing it, that's when the solutions come in. If you just think, your mind is kind of like this big boggle of wires. But if you write down, that wire just straightens out and you can find a real solution to the problem that you're having. Successful billionaires do this because the problems they have are like way big math equations that they can start solving on paper. Now, I'm not saying you should journal every single day, but every time you get a big problem in your life and you're really thinking about changing something in your life, stop thinking about it in your head. Take 5 minutes, take a piece of paper or take a book, dedicate a whole book for it. Like I have a whole book for it. I have a whole black book and I have like 3 other journals that I finished. Just use a book and then just journal about what you want to journal. You don't have to set a 30-minute cute timer of like, oh yeah, I'll take a cup of tea and then get my lantern and put some lo-fi music to do it. You can literally do it in silence. You don't need all these prerequisites. All you got to do is every time you get the cue of like, okay, I want to think about this, don't think in your head. Sit down for 5 minutes and the thing that you'll be thinking about thinking about for 30 minutes will turn into 5 minutes, and then you can figure out the solution. Because once you ask yourself the question, let's just say I'm going through a problem of, okay, why am I being inconsistent in my sleep time? Like, I'll be honest, I've been inconsistent. Okay, why am I being inconsistent on my sleep time? I'll write that down. Now my eyes are receiving that message into my brain. Like, okay, yeah, why is this question has been asked. Now my brain will produce answers. Okay, it's because I'm on my phone too much. Okay, I can fix that. Okay, it's because I'm on Snapchat and I'm texting people. Okay, different story. And then, okay, I'm on Instagram and I'm scrolling reels. Okay, I'm on TikTok and I'm scrolling this. Oh, and also, my friends call me to play games, so I stay up like 2 to 11 or 12. So now all these reasons come in. And now you can look at these reasons and be like, okay, now what's the solution to all this? Okay, let's just say I'll fix one problem, scrolling on Instagram. Okay, a solution to that is I'll just stop using Instagram after 6 p.m. I'll delete the app after 6 p.m. so I can reinstall it tomorrow. And that's a solution to your problem. Now imagine you try to think about that all day. Like, okay, what do I do about my sleep time, while you're trying to do other stuff? You're not going to get anywhere. But if you thought about the problem on paper, you can imagine you can get the solution immediately. So I'm not going to tell you to have like a huge like journaling routine where you're journaling for 2 hours with like a cup of tea and lo-fi music. All you got to do is have a cue that, okay, every time I want to think about something important, something that's bothering me in my life, something I really want to talk about, I'll write it down. And this is especially useful for times in life where you're sad, because when you're sad, your brain is producing an abundance of negative thoughts. But the moment you can put those thoughts on paper, those are never in your head again. All the negative thoughts that are like bitching at you in your head can all be on paper, and you won't think about it as much. Sure, you'll be still worried and the problem will still be there, but the problem you're going through, whether it's a breakup, whether it's an argument you had with your mom, whether it's an argument you had with your friend, some negative thought about your future, you can write that down and look at it as if it's like another person, and then try to figure out the problem. Because you get lost in your own head if you keep thinking about and overthinking stuff. And I promise you, every time I get sad, every time I get a negative thought, every time when I went through a breakup, I started journaling for like hours and hours totally, right? And I let everything out and I found solutions to my problem, and I got over the girl way faster than if I just thought about the situation and started crying. So every time you're going through something difficult, whether it's analytical, literal, or emotional, write it down. Dedicate a whole journal. Buy a $2, like I'm saying, like in universal currency. For me it's like 10 dirhams, but like for you it might be like 200 rupees or some stuff. Find a book. Maybe you have an empty book. You can use an empty book or a book you've used before that you don't use anymore, and use that as your journal. Create that as your mental thinking space. Every time you have a thought that you really want to think about. Now obviously if there's a problem, like, oh yeah, what dress do I wear today? You're not going to journal about that, right? So these 20 plus 20 problems, 40 plus 40 problems, don't do that. But the problems that are like 6:14 to 7, really journal those. And I promise you'll save so much time, and your brain will become 10 times smarter because you're thinking on paper. The fourth habit of productive people is meditation. Meditation is basically you focusing on something of your body and then making sure that your brain doesn't wander, and then you keep focusing on that. For example, I can focus on the breath. Let's just say I close my eyes and I start focusing on the breath coming in and out of my nose. Like, I'll start breathing, right? I won't say anything, it'll be silent, and my brain will focus on that, sure. And then my body will still be breathing, but my brain will obviously think about something else, because guess what? Breathing is boring. So your brain wants stimulation, so you'll start thinking about something else. The moment it starts thinking about something else, you notice that and you bring it back. You can try this right now for like 10 seconds. I'll ask you to close your eyes. I'm not going to do it with you so I can like explain it to you, but I'm going to ask you to like close your eyes for 10 to 15 seconds and just close your eyes, take a deep breath, and then focus on the breath coming from in and out of your nose, not through your mouth, in your nose. And automatically your brain will wander. And I'll catch you in a random moment and see if you're wandering. Okay, we'll do this right now. So sit up like normally straight. If you're like walking or something, like chances are you're not watching this while walking, but like sit up straight, take a deep breath, and close your eyes. Now close your mouth and then focus on the breath that's coming in and out of your nose. I'll shut up for like 10 seconds right now and really just try to focus the best on it. Are you mind wandering? Did your mind wander? Now obviously you heard my voice and now you're focused on my voice, but in those 9 seconds that I gave you, did your mind wander? If your eyes are still closed, still focus on your breath. I'll give you 5 more seconds. Don't count. You can open your eyes now. Now, there's two groups of people in this. There's a group of people who can focus and then get mind wandered. So they focus for a little bit, like 3 or 4 seconds, and then they're mind wandered, and I called them. That's a normal situation. Generally, within a few seconds, your mind will wander. There's some people who didn't mind wander at all. These people are good at meditating. These people already have a good focus skill. Now, you can level up your focus skill if you're one of these people, because it's easy. All you gotta do is just keep repping the bringing back of your focus. Every time you do that, it's like a push-up for your brain, and you get better at focus. It's like a focus skill. And you can do this for like 5 minutes, 10 minutes a day. You can start with 1 minute. So every morning after brushing your teeth or a shower, sit on your bed, don't sleep, sit on your bed, set a 1 minute timer on your phone, and just really do the same thing. Focus on your breath, and then every time every time your focus goes out of your head, just bring it back. Don't get mad at the thoughts you're having. Don't be like, oh, I can't focus on everything, because at that point you're not observing, you're just reacting. You want to be an observer of your breath. So every time you're like breathing and then you're thinking about something else, as soon as you remember it, just normally, slowly bring it back to your nose. And then every time you do that, you become a good meditator. So that was a pretty cute situation, but basically, you just figure that out and you keep repping that little like bringing back of your focus. You could do it for like 10 seconds every now and then. Like if you're waiting for something to cook, like in like the oven or something, just like focus on your breath, and every time you bring your focus back, every time you focus on your breath, for like the 1 minute that the stuff is in the microwave, just bring your focus back every now and then. Every time you rep this, like it's like you know when you do random push-ups and you get like strength and you just do randomly, same thing, randomly just close your eyes, focus on your breath for like 15 seconds each, and your mind will wander. Every time you bring it back, you get extra focus. Successful people do this because a lot of life throws at you is kind of like meditation. A lot of stuff is like, oh yeah, oh you got this email, oh you got this stuff, and you got this stuff, and you got this stuff, that all distracts you from what your goals are. And your goal right now is focusing on your breath, and all the random stuff that's coming in your life are the thoughts. And now sometimes your brain will wander after focusing on the goal. Like you're focused on the goal, but then an email comes up and you just focus somewhere else. When you meditate, you're deliberately training your brain. It's like a training ground for this situation, so that when you do want to focus on something like studying, you won't get distracted, or you'll get distracted way less. If a guy you could imagine a guy who gets distracted 100 times is a lot, right? But that's way less than a guy who gets distracted 10,000 times in 1 hour. You're right now the guy who's like getting distracted like 5,000 times an hour. But if you meditate properly, you'll change it to like 100, then 50, then 10. You can imagine how useful that is. I have more videos like this on my channel. You can go click this one. My throat hurts. If you like the video, like the video. If you dislike it, dislike it. You can click my face down there and you'll see a bunch of my other videos. If I remember to keep a video here, there'll be a video here. Subscribe if you want to see more. It helps me because I get another subscriber. The number goes up. I like it. And then you'll be notified every time I upload a new video. Don't subscribe if you don't like the videos I made. But if you watch this far, I'm assuming you like them. So just subscribe anyway. Bye-bye.